Eric
Ain't no ball like beat.
Oh. Yes, it's about that time. Good morning, good afternoon, however you like it. It's the Emos to Witness show coming you live again. The Phil show, as you know, since what the fuck I look like. And we're here to bring you a hot new political perspective, a new dynamic. The only way I can bring to you emo style. So, we're gonna talk about today. We gotta talk about Tiger Woods. We had another Tiger Woods incident this past weekend. Want to get into that. A lot of news, a lot of politics stimulus. We get into Trump. We'll keep on plugging away and hold people accountable. I want you to welcome to the Emo Show. We're coming live, Wave 1 Media, downtown 120 East Market Street. Come down here and get you a live show. I'm here with downtown. My main producers, Malik and Wyatt. Come down here and get you a show. I want to encourage you to hit that like and subscribe button. You catch me on YouTube, Spotify, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I am your host, Emos the Witness, and we're all witnesses. And I'll get into that later. So let's get into the news. Malik, can we cut that down? Let's get some background music. I want to get into the details of the show and why I'm here. Again, Malik. I'm Emos the Witness. I'm your host again. Coming here to you live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. Bringing you a hot new political perspective. Bringing you the information, the news you don't hear about. Speaking truth to power. Oftentimes, the last 4 years has been a roller coaster of information. And oftentimes you don't know where to get your news from. So I told myself, let's go ahead and make a show. Let's create a show. Let's hold truth to power. Let's speak about the taboo topics, the things we don't hear about, the things we don't see, the different opinions, right? Because right now we're seeing a world where we're getting divided because there's only one side heavy on their opinions while other people are getting quieted up and being shut down, being censored. So here on the Emos to Witness show, we aim to fight back and to uphold the values of the Constitution. I know that sounds kind of corny, but it's so necessary, to uphold the values of freedom of speech and the right to protest, the right to bear arms, the right to say what you want without any fear of retribution, right? And not only that, the reason why the show is created because we want to speak truth to power. We want to fight back against politicians who get away with just so much nonsense. Year in year, term limits, we talk about them, but nothing ever changes, right? We see the same politicians in office. We see the same leaders telling you how to think and how to act. And like I said, I encourage you guys to come out here and get you a show, get you a voice, lend a hand. Speak your mind, speak your opinion. And that's what we're doing here on Emos to Witness. In this show, episode 28, The Phil Show, stands for what the fuck I look like, right? Because what the fuck we look like? Aren't we tired of this? We're ready for a change, right? We're ready for a faster. We want to see a quickening, right? You have all these same leaders and all these same politicians leading us, but yet we have so many dynamics in this world, so many great young leaders and great young companies coming up, great ideals. This is still the melting pot of the world. Every day I see innovation just popping up. People investing into the economy, staying vigilant, fighting through life despite pandemics and vaccine talks and fears of war, But here on the Emos Witness Show, we're here to, like I said, provide another voice against mainstream media, against the various different power brokers in this world from various industries. Are you guys hearing the volume kind of low on the background music? Is it falling back? I think it's getting lower. Okay. Yeah, so like I said, we'll get to the news of the day. Like I said, I want to talk about Tiger Woods. I want to talk about Justice Clarence Thomas gave a nice dissenting opinion regarding the voter election frauds and things that happened in 2020 and during the election. And I think that's very interesting, very scathing. And he got a lot of pushback from the media from that and various critics. I want to talk about that as well. I want to talk about Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney, this past Friday, came out and sobered up and acknowledged that President Trump would easily win the nomination if he was decided to run for election in 2024. So it kind of shows you how much power the former president still holds in the GOP. And we'll look into that, and we'll look into what that holds for 2022 midterms for the GOP and the current health of the GOP as it compares to the Democratic Party going forward. Both are, in my opinion, both are in trouble. But Tiger Woods, as you guys know, Tiger Woods was in a car accident this past weekend. I think his car flipped over several times over a hillside, leaving the golf course, playing with Dwayne Wade early morning on Saturday, I believe. Of course, people are going to jump to various opinions, various speculations about what may have occurred and things and whatnot. I'm a huge Tiger Woods fan. I'm gonna make that. I'm a kid that. I feel blessed, man. I'm 42 years old, and man, I'm telling you, Malik, I'm telling you guys missed out, man. I mean, I had the ability to watch, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Kobe Bryant, Shaq, Tiger Woods doing his thing, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, you know what I'm saying, Michael Phelps, all this, like the 90s, to me, like the 90s, man, into the early 2000s was like almost like a renaissance of sports, similar to like the Harlem Renaissance. I mean, you had so many great athletes performing in their prime, and if you were like in middle school, high school, and in college during that time, you witnessed some great sports. I mean, what you got? You got what's my man? Cycling, Lance Armstrong. Even though Barry Bonds. I mean, even though you had all these scandals behind these athletes, it was some great sports during that time. I mean, even though sports is still great. In my opinion, I feel like it's a little watered down. But Tiger Woods, his run during golf, his reign in the '90s was something to beat. Did you witness any of that, Malik? When Tiger Woods was out there golfing, like on a streak? Like,
no, I did not.
Were you born then? How old were you? That was
In what year?
Man, shit. I mean, I don't know what, like late '90s, early 2000s.
I was born in '99, so.
Oh man. Let me look that up real quick. How long was Tiger? When did Tiger do his thing? When did Tiger Woods start golfing? I'm gonna do a quick little search on that. Yeah, let's see. Kitty tack, tack. All right, he started golfing, man, back in '96 professionally. Well, let's see. He claimed his first amateur title in August of '96 and became pro in '96, winning 2 titles and Rookie of the Year. So yeah, '96, you weren't even born yet, huh? No, right?
No, I was not.
Man, that's crazy. That was that long ago. See, that's the point I'm trying to make. Like Tiger Woods, man. Okay, like I said, he's got into a serious car accident, and we wish him all the best. We can't speculate on what happened and what occurred, but it just seems like, man, it's like we all really. I mean, we all waiting to see. I feel. I mean, I don't try to delve too much into conspiracy theories, but I just feel like, man, we're all waiting to see this man pass Jack Nicklaus for most majors in professional golf, and it's like he just never gets on track. It's always a leg injury, a back injury. I think the back. I mean, it all started when he got smacked in them tiger teeth. And his ex-wife, boy, I didn't think he was ever gonna recover from that. He got smacked in. I don't want to speculate. I guess my theory is he was asleep on the couch the first time, got smacked with a golf club, right in his mouth. I think he had mouth injury. Got up and shook. Jumped in the whip and crashed. I said that, I'm just throwing that out. The girl had the golf club in her hand. She was swinging in his face. That's my opinion for cheating. Tiger's a wild dude, man. I mean, you look at that Jim Nance interview he did this past weekend too. He looked kind of out of it. So I don't want to speculate. But you go golfing. You with Dwayne Wade, anything can happen, right? I know. Dwayne Wade, man. I don't know. He's on some other shit. He have a whole other show for him and his family. But you think about it. I mean, I know when I golf, I throw out a beer, some hard liquor. We on the golf club, we hanging out no matter what time it is. He could be a little tipsy, but I had to get my man up with the jaws of life. He had some broken legs. I think he went through surgery. He was in critical, and as of this morning, I think he's recovering right now. So prayers, shout out to Tiger Woods and all he's going through. I mean. Shit, what the fuck you mean all he's going through? The man's more for millions. You know what I'm saying? He can sit back and not do anything, and he's going to be chilling. But the fact of the matter is, we want to, as a sports athlete, man, like I said, growing up in the 90s, I want to see him pass Jack Nicklaus's record. But it just seems that there's something over him where he's not going to get that. I mean, there's always something in the way, Either he does something like this or he's always injured. And just wonder, it's going to make a great movie, right? I mean, this dude been through a lot. It's gonna be a great movie. You know, rolling down the hillside, smacked in his tiger teeth, all these titles, all the hoes. Man, I'm telling you, he's gonna have like a Frankie Lyman type Michael Jackson show. You know, a movie coming out like Kobe. I mean, I know it's too soon, but Kobe's movie is gonna be pretty tight. His biography, his straight to Netflix is gonna be pretty cold. I wonder who's gonna play it. Malik, what do you think about that? Who's going the Kobe Bryant movie the movie? Who will play that?
For some
You
reason,
gotta be able to hoop too.
Michael B. Jordan came to my mind.
Man, everybody's going to Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan is hot like fire right now, isn't he?
Yeah.
He can do any movie right now, huh?
Yeah,
He can play Abe Lincoln. Who wasn't play Abe Lincoln? Michael B. Jordan. Go get him. You know what I'm saying? Like really? Like what about Frederick Douglass? No. Michael A. Lincoln. Yeah, he's hot right now, man. They got him doing everything. But yeah, I mean, you gotta be able to hoop. You know, you gotta be able to talk with like Kobe Bryant was like damn near like a black Greek god. He almost like didn't really. It's like you almost had to be on your P's. I mean, I never been around a man, but you if you stood as a Kobe Bryant, you didn't even make sure your shit's all the way tight, right? Like I mean, like if you say, hey, man, you about to meet Kobe Bryant in about there's 20 minutes down the lobby. We're gonna have a quick little meet with Kobe Bryant. Shit, you probably got 20 minutes in your room trying to get Trump tight. Really, with your words, really, you make sure you smell good and look good and all that. But it's like the man got some mental chess going on with a conversation. You can't just talk stupid shit around Kobe. He may walk away from you. Hey, how's the weather? What the fuck you how's the weather? I'm Kobe Bryant. What kind of question is that? So it's like a philosophical element to Kobe Bryant, man. So that actor has to be somebody amazing. I don't think we know who that person is yet. You know, it'll be some, they weird, man. They may do some stupid shit like give it to fucking Jaden Smith and be fucking dumb shit. Nobody go watch it. Be Jaden Smith on stilts. But yeah, man. Like I said, I wanted these are Shaq's movie. I don't know. Shaq's movie might be boring. It'd be a bunch of dunking. But you know what I mean? Kobe had that Colorado incident. You know what I'm saying? Then you end the movie. I hope this is not too soon, America. Fuck it, it's my podcast. Emos to Witness. Hit that like, subscribe button. Phil's Show, episode 28, downtown, 120 East Market Street. Hit that like and subscribe button. Website coming soon, but let me get back on it. You don't think it's too soon to talk about this, but you ended with a fiery helicopter crash. You know, I'm like, is that too soon? I'm sorry, man. I don't know. We have to talk about this. I mean, I waited until after the anniversary, the year anniversary.
I feel like they would probably like in the movie like slightly before that to.
You think so? Like
yeah, it'd be like them leaving for school or something, and that'd be the last scene.
You got it. I say you go out. I say you make that shit rated R. And you go all the way. You have the helicopter spinning. You have Kobe Bryant cussing motherfuckers out in inside the cabin. I say you go all the way. NC-17 that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing. Like, remember La Bamba? Did they remember La Bamba? You see, I know you don't know that shit about La Bamba.
What is that?
Frankie Lynn's. La Bamba is also another movie classic that you got to check out. It's basically about some Hispanic musician. I forgot his damn name, but he crashed in a helicopter crash. He did la 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 bamba. La 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 bamba.
Richie Valens.
Richie Valens. Yeah. So they did a movie like that, and I think they actually showed the plane crash. Oh no, they showed them getting on the plane.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's how they should end the movie. I don't think they should go out in a blazing inferno.
I say get the police report. I say go all the way in, man. People want that. People can take that. That's the way you heal. Kobe gets on with his daughter and his homies. I mean, and his people, and he, you know what I'm saying. He's like, hey, everybody, like all that shit. Cause you're gonna be crying, leading. You know what's about to happen. I'm sorry, man. That's how I would do it.
Oh yeah, I mean, come to think of it, they did show like Tupac die in that one movie, and Biggie died. So
yeah, hey man, people need to see the truth in life. You know what I mean? Like have that, like show the pilot looking confident, but yet kind of scared. You know, like, oh shit, look at his face. You can tell, like you know what I'm saying? Like you're talking in the theater, like, oh look at his face. Oh, that's how he really was. You know, and then like get that shit up there. You showing them like the conditions. That's how you do it. You show that last scene in the morning with the you know how they always do like the news report in the background.
Yeah.
Oh, foggy conditions this morning, and you know, and Kobe Bryant getting coffee and shit, just talking in general, talking. Yeah, shit. You see, Durant had 32. You see what I'm saying? But like in the background, like stormy weather coming through the mountains of Santa Barbara. You know, all this ominous shit. And you know, I'm serious. I'm not gonna go too long with this, but you know, Kobe Bryant going to the school and shit, picking up his daughter. Like you know, the teacher walks by. Hey, Kobe, you guys going up tonight? Be careful. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Like all these signs, and Kobe's ignoring them. I hope it's not too soon in America. But that's what I'm just saying. We need those kind of movies. These athletes of the '90s, late '90s, 2000s. It was a great run. You watch these movies when they come out in the future. It may take about 20 years to come out, but when you go see them, like, damn, those are some great times. That really happened? Like, yeah. You mean the helicopter really spinning around like that? Shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, they really showed that helicopter spinning. You ain't got to show it crashing. But I think they should do like a little ending where they talk about how maybe show fans taking pictures on the mountain hillside or something and like crying and showing, you know, something like that. You know, and then I remember the memorial service at the end at Staples. But yeah, I mean, that's not the point. The point was Tiger Woods and the fact that, you know, Tiger Woods, you know, he has a great movie coming out, man. I mean, when he's also out, like, you imagine how it's going to end? We're still waiting to see if he's going to get Jack Nicklaus's record. So will he even, his legs are broke. Will he come back? What kind of story would that be? Oh my gosh. You imagine he gets back from the leg thing in the back and he wins like 10 majors? And then he goes to the senior tour and wins more? That'd be crazy, a crazy ass movie. But how would it end though? Would Tiger die an old man? I mean, he's living like a equivalent of a golf rock star. He's like John Daly, you know, without the he's doing something. I think he's on pills and liquor and women. That's his thing. Pills, liquor, and women is his game, and maybe a little bit of gambling. I think him and Jordan getting tight with it. Now I don't want to speculate. I'm just saying that's what I feel. That's what I feel when I look at Tiger. He's just having way too much fun, man. He's having way too much fun, and this is the middle of what we saw of his life. This is the beginning. I want to say this is the beginning because he's been doing this shit. So this is the middle. Wait till the end, man. Like I'm telling you, Tiger's gonna do some crazy shit. He's gonna probably do some. Like we even heard. I don't know what it could be. You know, I don't know. He crashes his yacht into the motherfucking elegant party in Miami or some shit. You know, some weird shit that he's just gonna do something crazy, man. It's not over for Tiger. He talks so proper and nice in these great interviews, but I'm telling you, you just see the edges cracking. You know, you see it. You just see it kind of like just kind of unfolding. So, like I said, I hope all is well. Got a little too long on that, but I hope all is well with Tiger. We'll keep us updated. We'll keep posted on that. Again, this is the Emos the Witness Show, the Phil Show. Tell you what the fuck I look like, bringing you brand new perspectives on politics, news, entertainment, pushing back on nonsense in this world, whether it comes from politics in the halls of Congress, whether it's industries, big wigs, corporate big wigs, or even the Hollywood insiders or the Hollywood celebrities want to give us their opinions. We want to make sure that we're hearing it correctly, we're hearing it right, and people are in our corners. All right, we're tired of the nonsense, we're tired of the rhetoric, so I want you to hit that like and subscribe button so we can all become witnesses, you know, so we can all have a power, a voice, you know, because right now, you know, the last year, like I said, we witnessed attempts to attack our voter integrity, attempts to attack our right to protest, our right to bear arms. Hey, shout out to Indiana recently, man. You guys see the House passed legislation ending the need to get a gun license. You know, I don't want to jump into that, but that does tie into the right to bear arms. You know, Indiana said, forget that. The normal law-abiding citizen does not have to jump through hoops in order to obtain to carry a gun. So no more license to carry. You can just grab you a whip. We the wild, wild west now here in Indianapolis. Hey, we think about that, Malik?
I don't think that's a good idea.
I'm pretty enthused.
I think we're
going to hell.
When it comes to murder rate, I think we might be up there. So I don't know why.
Oh yeah.
I don't know whose idea this was.
Well, again, this goes along with my theory when it comes to the COVID. You know what I'm saying? It's like the numbers keep increasing. Shit. So just live your life. Now, when it comes to the guns, to me, it's like the crime rate is increasing. It keeps the deaths are increasing, and it's like do you fight fire with fire, or do you just make sure? I mean, are we making sure maybe making sure that people can protect themselves because the police are like, man, shit, man, we doing the best we can, and we can't be everywhere at one time, and it's getting worse, and we like, look, everybody gets guns. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking. That's what they're saying. I think they're saying like, hey, look, because you look at these laws that are being passed, like this, the stand your ground laws, and a lot of times when, like I say, man, you step on somebody's property, man, they can do what they want. Definitely, got a no trespassing sign. They give you the, like, I think it's going to a point where if you break into my home, if you step on my property, if you threaten my family, even with words, I think that you can get capped. You know what I'm saying? It's like unfortunate, but it's like I think that if you go to court, 9 times out of 10, definitely in this state, I guess, they're gonna side with the person defending themselves. I mean, as long as they can prove that, as long as they can prove that they actually were trying to, they were threatened. But there's so many ways to kind of, it's so that area is so gray. But I just think right now, I just think that I don't know, man. See, now you changed my opinion a little bit. I mean, I feel like we do need to protect ourselves. I think that you shouldn't have to go through hoops to get a gun. But I think we have to find some kind of element that makes sure we're protected from criminals who do have weapons. But I mean, if you want to protect your family, I feel like you should be able to do so freely. I do think there should be a restriction though on certain weapons.
I feel like there's not that many hoops because when I was 19, I walked into a gun store and got an AR-15 the same day.
Jeez.
Now I don't know,
What'd
like
you do?
I know it's because I lived on my own in Terre Haute and I couldn't buy a handgun, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna get some type of gun. So I think that
So hold on, so they won't let you get a handgun, so they say you can get this AR-15. Though.
Yeah, that's why it's kind of confusing. But then with the handgun, it's like you can I can't put a AR-15 in my pocket. Then like you can't really hide that, With a handgun, you can hide it. So
yeah, that's another thing. Now you can conceal carry it, so you can just pull it out. Like I've seen a lot more of that. Even yesterday, I was at the gas station and some guy. Well, I was at Baskin Robbins actually. Shit. Now I think about it. Yeah, now I think about it. I just left Baskin Robbins pulling out, and some person was walking in. He had the gun right there on his hip, man. On this little, just kind of sweatpants, and kind of, man, that motherfucker might just fall out. It's like I don't know. I mean, I wasn't scared. I was like, man, it's cool. If someone walks in wanting to rob the joint, then I guess we have some protection. But then at the same time, it's like, what if he's clumsy? If he's not skilled? You know what I'm saying? I'm a bystander. So yeah, there's so many factors involved. So would you rather have the gun in the place? I probably would at an airport, at a train station.
I don't think you should say that.
Well, I mean, like, okay, or like, okay, look, okay, you know what I mean, like at a school.
Gun at a school.
I'm serious.
You're definitely going on a list.
to protect the kids. Like, okay, have a security guard. Now, I do feel like a parent should be able to walk up, drop his kids off, have the gun on his hip, But I don't think, I mean, they're talking about equipping teachers with guns. I don't think that should be the case. I think we need security. I think we need security guards outside of school, some jumping all around, barriers up, so no car ramming into the school. But I mean, I guess more likely where these mass shootings occur. But you think about nowadays too, like all these, there's like cameras everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's like you really can't do too much. And then cell phones, you really can't do too much dirt or hurt nobody without getting tracked down eventually. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, go ahead rob the bank, motherfucker. We gonna just look at the cameras later. We'll catch you 3 blocks up and just follow the car until you get out. And then we'll come to your house and come rest your ass. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. We jumped around, but like I said, I think that's a good idea. I mean, I'm all about freedom, man. So I'm all about freedom to do your thing, freedom to express, and right to bear arms. So I'm really with that. I think that you can have these freedoms and just put these caveats in place, put these restrictions in place. Like I said, try to find a way to screen criminals better. We're doing that. Just do it better. Just refine the process. But I just think that people want to buy a gun. I mean, like I said, I don't think you need to have like the 5,000 rounder on the Gatling gun or shit like that. But no bazookas and grenades and shit like that. It's military. But I mean, the people need to have a deterrent against a tyrannical government if that ever occurs. That's the reason for the law. I mean, for the people can protect themselves. And we're often seeing a lot of laws being passed or laws attempted to be passed to rid us of our guns. And how the fuck would you even do that? I mean, there's so many people with weapons. You're not gonna catch them all. And then it's not gonna happen. There's not gonna be no gun and give away, no gun return and all that. People, you come to the house, they're gonna probably try to set up shop and try to shoot you down. The people do not want that. Definitely in certain states like Texas, the southern belt, anywhere. That's something that American people cherish. That weapon. This is the way it is. You're not gonna take that away from society. You're just not gonna be able to without any kind of real violence. But anyway, the whole point of that is, it's like when the government becomes tyrannical, the people will have some kind of way to defend themselves, and that's the reason why we have this law passed. One of the reasons why we have the right to bear arms. So shout out to Indiana, man, for trying to loosen the restrictions and make this country a little more, I guess, secure and more free. I do worry about it being a wild, wild west, but we'll see, right? Because it already is. Let's see if this helps the police do their job better. Let's see if the American people can protect themselves a little better, publicly and privately, and let's see if that crime rate goes down. I know that sounds odd, but it's a psychological thing. It's like how something is so popular that it becomes unpopular. You know what I mean? It's like it's a fad. It's like, okay, now it's just oversaturated. We don't like it no more. Maybe that would be the way we all got guns. It's like it's boring now. We don't care now. We all got sticks now. We all got knives. You see a pile of guns in a trash can and shit down the street on the corner, just like AKs and shit in the trash can. Cause we're tired of everybody. Oh, it's so cliche. Yeah. Oh, you got a gun? Oh, wow. You at the bar showing your gun off and shit. Oh, you got pink bullets. Oh, nice to match your shirt. But then it's like eventually this gets over. People are done with it. So now everybody got sticks and stones and bows and arrows. That'll be nice. We gotta find something. Because everybody's this gun issue is just crazy, man. Yeah. So anyway, let's move on to some more news of the day. Again, I was gonna go through some of these. I try to avoid the bullshit, like the fuck I look like, right? So when you talk about this Ted Cruz and how they're slamming him for going to Cancun during the whole Texas electric, it's a typical, political play, to sway your opinion to like one party over the other over nonsense. Because you're gonna remember shit like this than you would, oh, Mitt Romney passed a bill that led to prescription. You're not gonna remember that kind of shit. You remember the sultry, the salacious things, the content that piques your eye. The fangs, of the world, the spying and the, apparently going to a Cancun trip, during a pandemic. We've always seen it all before, like Bush flying over Katrina. It happens all the time in politics. So like I don't like to dig into that too much. So when I scan through these kind of articles, I just kind of keep going. Because a lot of it just very divisive in nature and doesn't do anything to lead us forward. And again, we gotta read these politicians. And like I said, it's and the same thing with media too. We have to push back when it comes to the way the news is delivered, how they want you to think. We gotta, and then like I said, we have these leaders in office that are leading the charge, playing the same political game, the same political gambit, while we're just trying to find relief for our families and make this country better. Stop the corruption, stop all the tyranny. Other unnecessary. Are we really suffering or not? Because to me, if you're suffering as a country, you wouldn't play politics at this time. You wouldn't show your bias. You wouldn't be so unworkable, uneasy to work with, as we consistently always are, every congressional term. And that has a lot to do with just power broken. People want power, man. It's all about that power, by any means, Okay? They don't care about you. They really don't. So, I want to dig into the stimulus a little bit. I read this article from The Conversation. Relief or stimulus? What's the difference? And what's it mean for Biden's $1.9 trillion coronavirus package? Now, what struck me about this article is how this this economist wants to, well, not wants to, he elaborates on what's the difference between this being, is this a stimulus or this more of a, a relief package, or is it politics? And the White House calls this budget a relief plan. Like I said, this plan is designed to aid states, cities, and individuals and that are unemployed in schools. This relief package, this $1 trillion relief package, also includes the stimulus funding of the checks and the PPPs and all that. However, what we're trying to figure out in this article is this a stimulus package that is designed to help out. Well, see, it's designed to help out the unemployed, to help out businesses that were affected by the virus, and that was the first package. But the second package, is that really necessary, or is this more of a guise to actually stimulate the economy because of low supply, low product demand? See, I argue that we actually need this to help the unemployed, those who are affected by the restaurant industries and the travel industries. Because, like I said, this article also talks about how other industries actually prospered during this time. A lot of people who were able to work from home didn't lose sleep or a blip in their finances. But there's targeted issues inside this country that need to be addressed as a result of what happened in 2020, and so that's why this is more like a stimulus for those individuals and for those industries, those small businesses. But yet there's some hidden indicators that this package is also necessary, needed to revive the economy on a product level, on a supply level. There's a lot of spending, but not in certain sectors. And then again, you're also trying to get schools to reopen. So the funding helps that as well. So this is a very diverse plan, but again, this article also talks about how the unemployment rate is still low. It continues to drop. But there are some people who aren't even applying for jobs, and those numbers continue to rise as well. So this package is designed to do a lot of things and to help out a lot of targeted, pinpointed issues in the economy. But I think that we need to have a very diverse and deep infrastructure plan. That should be more important than anything as it relates to the economy. You get the infrastructure plan going, you start building these roads and bridges. You continue to seal the border, and you continue to put clamps on illegal immigration. You're going to see a rise in wages. You're going to see a rise in wages in the lower class and amongst minorities and Hispanics and the like. And that's what's going to also spur the economy. In addition to an injection and infusion of checks and stimulus and into small businesses, it will also spark purchasing growth, demand, and buying, increased buying power. So I just, like I said, but what the caveat is, though, and that can be very helpful, but how do you balance that out with inflation? Because when you pour this money into the economy, it could possibly cause inflation. And actually talk about this at the very bottom of the article. They actually mentioned that. Let me see if I can find the quote. It's at the very, very bottom, actually. Let's see. Sending people more stimulus. Okay, to the extent that the program gets people spending more, it is a stimulus. To the extent that the program leads to job creation and unemployed, it is a relief package. So, like I said, I argue with the unemployment rate going down, and getting people to spend more. And like I said, people are already spending more. How much important is this package compared to the threat of inflation? Because I do see a lot of product prices going up. Gas prices have risen. You go buy a bottle of ketchup, dinner is like $5. You know what I mean? I went and bought some, buy some bread. I seen at least go up by at least 25 cents. Things that used to cost $1 cost $1.22 now. So how's that going to go over time? And you think about the global economy. You think about the basket of currencies, and you think about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and how that weighs against the weakening of the dollar. Because the dollar is weakening, you guys. The buying power of the dollar is weakening. And every time we pump money in the economy and you have that inflation, It just weakens your buying power. So, I don't like I said, I don't like diving conspiracy theories, but you kind of wonder like the delay in this package and the things that they talk about, and what are the reasonings for the delay, and one of the reasons could be how this really affects the economy. Do we have it to begin with, and what impact does this have? So, like I said, the Biden administration is calling a rescue plan. At the same time, a relief package. Are they playing politics, and are they wanting to take that chance and pass this bill in a manner in which they want to do so? And how does that affect the dollar? And that's why the Republicans want a smaller package, and the Democrats, they want a larger package, because actually they're just trying to pander to their base and also grow their base to keep power. That's like I said, I think that the Democrats have a tendency to sell the American people a bag of beans. They sell them a lot of lofty dreams, and then when they get into power, they don't show out the way they're supposed to. And I think the Republicans, it's all about money and greed for them. Capitalism, the mighty dollar, the bottom line. Trickle down economics. And that's what the established Republicans are always all about. And I think they're willing to defend that by any means. And that's why you see the likes of Mitt Romney's and the establishment Republicans always siding with the Democrats, going against Trump the last 4 years, because their policies did not match their leader, and they're going to pay for that. But yeah, this relief package, to me, this article is very interesting because it talks about what it is by definition, and it's both. It's both. But how it affects the inflation and the whatnot, it's something to consider, something to be worried about. But I think if you make this package and you couple it with a deep infrastructure plan, where it's nationwide, and it's almost like we know what Trump was trying to do, pretty much. Like it's almost like a what do they call it? Like a Manhattan Project when they built the A-bomb. You have to do it on that large of a scale. Really build the roads and bridges, really employ people, and you're gonna see a boost in the power of the dollar and the economy. Because right now, the economy is being under attack, and but also it's powerful too. And there's always countries trying to group together to try to lessen the economy. China's doing their thing, and with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, you're seeing another avenue, a mode of payment. And so we'll just see how all that unfolds. And so how we spend in these economic packages play a big role in that when it comes to the United States. So yeah, Emo Stewart is, like I said, you guys, we're bringing you guys live political news topics all around the world and domestically. Hit that like and subscribe button. Like me on Facebook, YouTube. Website coming soon. Join the live chat. Yeah, so like I said, dissenting opinions from Justice Thomas. I wanted to get into that. As you know, 2020 election was very hectic, was very controversial. A lot, like I said, 74 million Americans who voted for Trump feel like he won in a landslide. A lot of people feel that even more than the 74 million people feel that the election was tampered with in some kind of way. Anybody who's deeply involved in politics, who watches the news and follows these issues daily, you kind of seen it coming, leading up to November, with the law changes, with different changes in the rules in various key states. And I mean, like I said, initially I was like, there's fraud, and this is what I stated, and they could have very well be. But at the same time, I just think the Democrats played a better game. I must admit they put out all the stops for 4 years, from investigations to everything. They changed the early voting, the absentee ballot rules. They had the key people in place at polling sites. They had their judges lined up. They had their lawyers ready to go. And I just think that the Republican Party was late to the party, per se. And not only that, they had turncoats. They had people inside their party that were ready to go against Trump as early as possible. You know, you saw those people with the Mitt Romneys and the Ben Sasses, what the Attorney General in Georgia, the Governor of Georgia, of you look at all the media pundits who called Fox News, for example, who called the election early, and you saw what happened to them. They lost viewership, right? And what happened after that, right? You seen politicians getting censored, Liz Cheney, right? Because, you know, the people love Trump, and Trump still holds power over the GOP, you know? And again, like all this stuff is like a rebalance. So, like I said, you can't have what happened in 2020 occur without any kind of review. So, Justice Thomas, Supreme Court Justice, recently made a dissenting opinion regarding the 2020 election. I will pull this article up real quick. Get into it a little bit. I had it right here. Here it is. What's interesting is that he does concede, though, of course, that it wasn't enough fraud to overturn the election in Pennsylvania. In particular, this is actually a review of the Pennsylvania cases regarding absentee ballots, early voting, and how the law was changed to actually allow absentee ballots after the November 3rd date, regardless if it had postmarks. What Justice Thomas said in a quote, I'm going to find that quote. It says, fraud requires a perpetrator. That's why, hold on. Excuse me. Find the right one. But what I want to talk about two major points in this article is his opinion for one, and then the backlash that he received in the way this article is written and in the media. So he's like, where is the opposite position in this article that says that agrees with Justice Thomas? Immediately, this is ridiculed all across each paragraph, and that's what I'm saying. That's when I talk about when media inserts their own opinion into a public fact. Like let us read his opinion, his thought, and let's come to our own conclusion. But yet you have key words or key thoughts from the author that's designed to make you think a certain way. Now, in the end, despite the partisan rancor over the issue and a bevy of lawsuits, there were too few ballots at issue to make a difference in the outcome in the Keystone State. But Thomas and two other conservatives, they didn't mention that too, that's also important to know. But Thomas and two other conservative justices, Alito and Neil Gorsuch, said the legal questions should have been taken up at the high court to guide future elections. Now, Thomas wrote, in quote, Thomas said, that decision to rewrite the rules seems to have affected too few ballots to change the outcome, but that many will not be the case in the future. See, this is all about protecting future elections. You cannot have this occur again. Now, I just think that they say that just to avoid any kind of backlash when they say too few ballots change the election. I really think that a lot of ballots were changed as a result of these rule changes. But they don't want to keep on getting harped on from what happened in 2020. We just want to move on and focus on the next election. So basically, Justice Thomas saying these rules should not have been changed and it can affect future elections. Just because it didn't affect this one, it doesn't mean it's not going to affect the future ones. And we must be ready for that. And the high court should make those decisions, or it should be a law that is passed, not arbitrarily by some local official, which what happened in 2020. But you know, and throughout this article, like I said, a blistering dissent in a high-profile election case written by Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas prompted blowback Monday from Democrats who accused one of the court's most conservative members of embracing basic claims of voter fraud promoted by President Donald Trump after the November election. He had 11-page dissent. Now, okay, so yeah, basically the dissent followed the court's decision Monday to turn away a challenge to accommodations in the Pennsylvania State Supreme Court made for mail-in voting during the coronavirus pandemic. So even that got pushed back. The state won a handful of toss-ups that ultimately led to the election of President Joe Biden, allowed absentee ballots to be received up to 3 days after the election day, even in cases where those ballots did not have a clear November 3rd postmark. Um, Now here is the Democratic National Chairman Committee, Jamie Harrison. None of us should be shocked that Justice Thomas would write an out of touch, radical, unhinged opinion. He and his wife showed us who they were a very long time ago. So she brought her wife. She brought his wife into it. Unnecessary. The political slant. But the issue is, again, voter integrity. That's more important. And I think that as media, they need to write these articles focusing on those aspects, and not leave it as a partisan article or a political bent article. Let's get to the facts and let's see if we can solve it. Can we really solve this issue? How can we reverse this? How can we avoid future elections where this occurs and it is doubt into our voting power? And so it's good to see that the Supreme Court is reviewing this and making sound decisions that are actually, fair and equal and objective, and it makes sense. So, yeah, just kind of going through the article to see. Thomas himself seemed to acknowledge that allegations of fraud were not part of the Pennsylvania case. Rather, the questions before the justice turned on whether the Supreme Court had erred in allowing the extended deadline for ballots to stand. Yes, you did. So let's correct that. Now, let's see. This is nice. Let me see. This is Rick Hansen, election law expert. I thought it was notable that Justice Thomas was alone in these comments, even though two other justices agreed that the case should have been heard. Why didn't you guys not hear the case? So it's interesting. Justice Thomas gives the most credence to unsupported claims of voter fraud or the potential for such fraud in his opinion, which is an issue that is wholly divorced from the actual legal question of the case. Now, the state legislature, this is from Sylvia Albert. She was the director of voting and elections at Common Cause. She said the dissent appears to suggest that the state Supreme Courts are not qualified to decide election issues in their state, which she described as a direct violation of the division of power between states and the federal government. The state legislature does not have free rein to limit access to the ballot without judicial review. In this case, the court found that the laws as written in the current state of global pandemic were unconstitutional infringements on the right to vote. So that's a matter of opinion, but that was not done on the state level legislatively. You see, they saw a pandemic and they changed the laws. They changed the rules at the last minute, rather. And the Supreme Court is saying they should have reviewed that case. And of course, this lady is saying that is a state matter, and the federal government should not be involved with that. But the thing about it is, you guys need to pass a law. If you want to change the law, you need to pass it in your state. And so, it's good to have that pointed out. It's good that they're reviewing the 2020 election still, and hopefully we'll see some changes in the next couple of years that leads to a better election going forward. So yeah, it's good to see that. Touch on a few more things. Like I said, every show I want to just kind of mention. Like I said, Trump is not going anywhere. It's gonna be very interesting to see what happens. I think he's giving his first major speech. I think this Monday or this weekend at CPAC. And I'm very interested to cover that and see what kind of rhetoric he's going to bring, what kind of words, how he's going to attack the Democrats and his American First policy, how that moves forward, and just see how large the crowd is, to see what happens, and see all the ridicule from the media. I'm telling you, it sounds kind of boring right now. Joe Biden presidency is kind of going off on a slow start. Media does not have an attack dog, someone to attack. Trump is kind of in the background right now. They censor my man so much that they can't even, they don't even talk about him anymore. But hey, he's not going anywhere, and Mitt Romney seems to acknowledge that. Again, like he predicted again that President Trump will win the GOP nomination. Going across this article, that I found here on this Huffington Post. I don't like going to their site too much. They're very liberal in nature. But anyway, Mitt Romney, he acknowledged in this article that, quote, I don't know if he'll run in 2024 or not, but if he does, I'm pretty sure he will win the nomination. On Tuesday, adding that polls show if you put President Trump there among Republicans, he wins in a landslide. Now, this is the quote that I want to kind of give you guys. I will not be voting for President Trump again. I haven't voted for him in the past, Romney said. I would probably be getting behind somebody who I thought more represented the tiny wing of the Republican Party that I represent. See, I want him to elaborate. What do you represent, Romney? What about the Republican Party? What about your values and your traditions and your beliefs that are different from Trump's beliefs that you won't vote for him? What's wrong with America first? What's wrong with putting the American people first, and whether it be economically, whether it be socially, whether it be free market economy, spurring the capitalistic market, spurring competition, lowering prices, fighting against corruption and tyranny, securing the border, ending endless wars, striking peace deals and new trade deals that are fair on both sides, that are reciprocal trade. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with having a strong leader with a strong voice who pushes back against people who attack him and calls people out? Hard truth. The truth hurts. So what do you represent, Romney? If you represent none of those things, where you propelled you not to vote for someone in your own party who has 75 to 80 million people in that he can sway. Are you just to me you're committing political suicide if you do anything against President Trump. We've seen that lately with Liz Cheney being censored, the gentleman from the recent congressman from Illinois getting censored, and he didn't care. He pretty much just told his constituents, his people in his county to blow him. And he didn't care. Like I said, so Mitt Romney says stuff like this. What does he represent? He represents that old establishment guard who loves pro-war, who's for trickle down economics and capital greed. I'm kind of making some assumptions, but I just look at what the Republicans have done in the past. Look at the Lincoln Project. They've been exposed to what they're about. And again, Mitt Romney and his seven diehard establishment Republicans that have been there for a long time showed their hands during the election. And the impeachment. They encouraged Trump. They signed off on impeachment. And then yet on the other hand, you come around and you tell us that if Trump runs again, he would more likely be the nominee in a landslide. So why go against that? Why commit political suicide? I don't understand that. Why be a dissenter in your own party when you don't have to be? There are times where you do need to speak out. Like I said, okay, if you don't like the man's character, the way Trump speaks out, the way he talks about people, the way it's like a lot of his fluff, a lot of his media driven nonsense, a manufactured crisis, if you will. I can understand you as a congressman, pushing back against decency, but man, we need decency across the board. The halls of Congress and the executive branch, legislative branch have been stomped over. You know what I'm saying? There's so much been disrespect from Nancy Pelosi tearing up the State of the Union speech on TV. That's not the way leadership should be represented or look like in front of the people. And our children see that. The back and forth bickering, the sniping. I understand we push back against that kind of stuff. We all need decency across the board in politics and across all society. Definitely when it comes to our leaders, though. So I understand that, but I also like a leader that fights back and defends themselves, and that's what I saw a lot of amongst investigations and everything. Through all that, through all the pushback, through all the fighting in fighting in the party, all the fighting and all the attacks from the Democrats and the media. Excuse me. I argue that President Trump was quite successful in 4 years, and so if he does run again in 2024, I'm voting. I'm likely to vote for him if things haven't changed as far as policy goes. Because, like I said, I voted for the man for his policies. I'm not a Republican. I'm independent. Um, and so, like I said, I want to hold truth to power, and I want to hold everybody accountable. And even if it's President Trump or Joe Biden, whoever it is, I'm gonna, if I see that it's necessary, that I will call him out. And at the Emos to Win the Field show, I encourage everybody to do the same thing. Become witnesses with me. Join me. Let's go through these articles, these issues, these topics together. Let's find out who's on our side. Let's get informed. And let's lend our voice and lend our helping hand to the public discourse. We can't let media bigwigs and titans and tycoons run this country unabashedly. We have to speak out and be informed, and also have an opinion. Makes your life, our children's life, and our future a better place. Okay? So, yeah, Mitt Romney and his crew, back at it again with this double talk. Maybe he's trying to get political points from Trump because he knows what the future holds. He knows that he's on the wrong side of history, and I think that we're going to see that in the future. Like I said, my prediction, and I think, may start this weekend with that CPAC speech from Trump. But this, I see a 2024, a 2022 midterm election where a lot of Republicans lose their seats that went against Trump in this impeachment and what happened during the elections. You'll see them out of office. You'll see new leadership being promoted by Trump, being pushed into power. Now, Democrats, man, I mean, like I said, I'm shocked because to me they're more together than they ever been. I thought there would be the splintered party where they'd be divided and have issues, but they're more together than anything. And they played a very good game of politics, definitely during election season. They know how to pull on those hot button issues and topics and pull at your purse strings and your emotional issues. Can Republicans gather themselves and do that by 2022? We're gonna find that out because by my surprise, they're the most divided party. You see what you saw this election season. You saw the turncoats, the wolves in sheep's clothing come out. All 4 years, but you saw it even more in the last season. So, this is a continued soap opera. This is a continued movie. Get your popcorn ready. We're going to stay on top of it. We're going to stay on top of all these issues, whether it be in sports, Hollywood, media, but mainly in politics. Cause that's where the battleground is. That's where the shoe drops on all major issues and how everything in this country is affected. So. Emotional Witness, episode 28, The Phil Show, send what the fuck I look like. Coming to you live, baby, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, downtown, 120 East Market Street at Wave 1 Media. Come down here and get you a show. Lend your voice. But also, most importantly, hit that like and subscribe button. Like me on Facebook, Twitter. Follow me. Okay? Join the chat. Website's coming soon. Again, like I said, this episode 28. We're a show that's growing live. Okay, here to bring information that you need. So as we grow, as we develop, the show will get better. We'll market it more. We'll expose truth to power, and we'll continue to hold the line. So I will see you guys every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'll see you this Friday at 10 o'clock. We'll be live, ready to go again, ready to battle again. We'll talk about all these hot button issues. Thank you for joining me, Emos to Witness, and I'm out.